Hello everybody, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guest today is a woman that we all love. She's fearless in what she does. She always chooses to be who she is, and she's getting great work now and completely deserves it. Of course, talking about the beautiful Nora Fatehi. Hello.
Thank you.
You know I mean it?
Of course I know you mean it. That's what I love about your introductions.
And I said fearless because, you know, besides the fact that you created your own space here, you were told to not do so many things, and you believed in it and continued doing. Sometimes when your choices that you make comes out to be the right decision, it's a very strange validation that you feel.
It is a very strange validation, but it also reinforces the fact that yes, my instinct is right. Yeah. My intuition is right. So I need to follow my instinct and the idea of having immense self-belief to continue to have immense self-belief.
100%. And of course, congratulations. Looks like you have got back the comedy that the people have loved before, and now they are loving Mad Cow Express, and you're a part of that. People finally come out and say how good Nora is.
I know, right? What an evolution, right? Where we were and where we are now. It's crazy.
There was a belief that dancers can't be actors. And and you particularly, you know, you've been through your own journey here, the entire struggle bit of it, to even feel respected. You are getting respect as an actor, and that changes so much. Let's talk about that.
Wow, I mean, there's so much layers to this. One is the fact that I was standing amongst three brilliant actors. Let's start there. And that is something I was very nervous about. I'd said in a previous interview that when I met them the first time for a reading, we went to Alibag, we did a workshop. On my way there, and I don't think they noticed because of my poker face, but I was really freaked out because I'm like, I know who these boys are. I've admired their work, you know, Scam, Mirzapur. And I know the fact that they're going to just look at me and be like, yo, she's not bringing anything to the table except good looks or a song. And I don't want that. I mean, I love the fact that I can be considered as someone who aesthetically adds to the frame and can perform well in a dance number. I'm very humble and grateful for that. But this project was supposed to be for something else. And I wanted to prove myself to them, and I kind of wanted that respect from them. And I knew that they might have some preconceived notion about me. But when I met them, immediately after 10, 15 minutes of speaking to me, their demeanor, their perception about me changed, and they were so welcoming and so nice and warm, and I suddenly felt so comfortable around them. And I think with that fear of wanting to, or that want of wanting to be respected, I made sure I brought my A game on set whenever I was doing my scenes with them. Made sure I knew my lines left, right, and center. Made sure my language was on point. Made sure my delivery was on point, and made sure I knew what was going on. And that gave me some sort of a driving force. The fact that I was standing with such great actors, and it enhanced my performance. It also made me very serious about what I was doing, focused, laser beam focused, and I learned so much observing them on set because I'm very observant. And I was watching them, how they do things and how they approach a scene and how they execute a scene, and I took so much home with me that day or those days.
You know, it's wonderful to hear this is because I know for a while you've struggled to even get the right parts, right? Because they thought she can dance, that's pretty much about it, and she's pretty, like you said. What were the kind of stereotypes that you face most, you know? Because they always will keep that category of, let's put her like a pretty face, like that Firang girl, like we were just discussing.
Yeah, no, but I never play Firang roles, thankfully, because I mean, I don't embody a Firang image. At the end of the day, I come from a brown family, I'm Moroccan, so I don't fit that stereotypical Firang role, which is set in Bollywood, which is like a Russian or a European girl, so I don't fit in that. And I didn't come for those roles. I came to play roles that resonate with the audience, and that's why I learned Hindi. And that is why I assimilated and I molded myself to fit the audience. and this industry. But I think what the stereotype was is, well, you know, why get her to do it when we can get our girls to do it? I think that was more of it, and having to kind of convince them and show them that I'm here to stay. That was a bit of a journey. And I think the audience and the support of my fans and the numbers kind of put pressure on filmmakers to take me seriously. That boss, she's not here for 15 minutes, she's here to stay. And a lot of the noise I made internationally on international platforms also garnered me a lot of more respect. But I mean, look, in the end of the day, you can't expect someone like me to just pop off in India and then out of nowhere and then get all the opportunities and be accepted and be loved and work. And it doesn't work like that. It has to be a gradual step. It has to be, you know, like, for example, I look at my career and my journey as like an analogy of a staircase, and a staircase has different steps, and I'm just climbing those steps one by one until I reach the ultimate goal. And someone coming from Canada who's Moroccan, who can assimilate and look like, you know, an Indian girl, is here, but she doesn't know Hindi. She doesn't know anybody. She doesn't have connections. She doesn't have a boyfriend here. She doesn't have a godfather. She doesn't have cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, best friends. Who is this person? Even I would be like, can I take this person seriously? Do I know this person is going to be here for the long run? These are a lot of questions, rightly so. So I had to prove myself. I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. I had to prove that I'm multi-dimensional as an artist. I'm multi-talented as an artist. I have a lot to bring to the table. And you cannot expect anyone to think that right off the bat. They have to explore. They have to see. You have to prove it. So I think the span of the last 9 years, 8, 9, 10 years, that's all I've been doing is proving myself.
And I think that is why your journey becomes so much more important to celebrate, because you give hope to so many, you know, Nora, who've been told that, no, you're different, you can't fit here, and this is what we want, this is the kind of mold that we want. You would not fit any mold. You've created your own mold.
Create my own lane, for sure, definitely. And I had to do that because I noticed that the times are changing, our society is changing. We need inclusivity in the industry. We need to represent in the industry different types of personalities, different types of looks. India is such a big country, and within this country we have different shades of people with different hair textures, people with different way of speaking, mentality, personalities, backgrounds, stories. Why are we not representing all these people? And I felt Bollywood at one point was going only one direction. I'm glad now with the kind of writers we have and with social media and, you know, the new generation, things are changing. We have different scripts and stories and characters being written. People are more open-minded to accept that an Indian Bollywood actor doesn't have to look one specific way, you know. And this is a great time to be part of the evolution.
100%. No, which is why I bring up this, the fact that you are being so successful today is a thing, a story that will be told and retold by so many people, right? But of course there were naysayers. And like I said, the victory is in the fact that you proved all of them wrong. What are some of those comments that you remember today and you laugh off, saying that, you said this, but look where I am?
Comments, maybe not. I mean, I don't really care about social media comments.
Not those.
But maybe like industry people or your peers or people that you really want to work with, and maybe people in your team. Things like, oh, look, it's not going to happen. It's really difficult. You should stick to what you're good at. I mean, I'm good at so many things, so it's like, be specific, you know? Or things like, why don't you just be famous for being famous? That's easier. Let's just work on that and make a lot of money. So thankfully, my brain and my personality never accepted that. I always thought, what? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And someone has told me that, listen, all right, Dilbar's just released. There's a wave happening. There's an explosion. Now, I think the whole plan for you should be just being famous for being famous. That's it. Just be famous. And I'm like, bro, I did not leave Canada and sacrifice everything and come here and take so much shit just to be famous, and I have so much to offer. Like, I'm so talented and I'm educated.
Love it.
Why would I not be a woman of substance in the industry? You know, so that's when I had to leave those people. But yeah, these are the kind of people you meet whose the scope of their vision is very narrow. And it's not my job to constantly try to widen the scope of their vision. So I just take an exit and I just leave and I keep going with my journey. And my journey is kind of like you know, it's like a train. You want to be a part of it, hop on the train. Yeah. You don't want to be a part of it, you get off the train and go to another station, you know. Madgaon Express.
Madgaon Express. And what an express that was. I love that.
So many people ask me, hey, what is your advice to people, youngsters, anyone who wants to just follow their dream? It could be any dream. I'm always like, self-belief. That is number one. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't have the energy and the drive to improve yourself, to work hard. You will not have the work ethics, and you will not have the guard to protect you from the negativity, the haters, the naysayers, and people who are trying to bring you down. So self-belief is number one. That's probably the number one thing that helped me through this journey.
In this industry, women who were, you know, owning their sexuality and who were doing these numbers and who were, you know, bringing this thing were only reduced to item girls, and they would.
Oh, these songs were only reduced to item songs. That's it. There was no substance to it. There was no. Anything to take home with you except for, wow, this person looks great and is sexy, and that's it, and the song sounds amazing. But sorry, continue your question.
No, absolutely. And I felt like, you know, you brought back that sense of power and that sense of respect to so many of those women who love dancing, you know, who love those moves that they make. And I feel that's something that we should talk about, because for so many years, even if you walk in, like you said, they would not look at your respect. You're like, you're not actor enough. You're a dancer. And that divide is massive. And you've definitely made it really less.
It had to happen because, look, essentially Bollywood has its identity because of dance and music. That's what makes it different from all the other cinema industries, Hollywood or any other industry. But right now, when we look at the top two major industries, it's Bollywood and Hollywood. But what differentiates Bollywood from Hollywood is the dance and it's the music. That's what makes it unique. And then I'm like, okay, so if this is the elements that made you guys who you are today, why would you not respect it? Why would you not put it in a pedestal? You expect all your actors to know how to dance. You expect all the actors to break into a dance number, and then you expect the film to make money from the songs that you put in the film. And then you expect the background dancers to create grandness in the song, but you don't want to respect dance and what it brings to the table. I never understood that. That's something I thought was very illogical. There are moments in films that we look forward to, and those are the dance moments, you know, and that's why someone like Helen exists. That's why she's iconic. That's why Katrina Kaif has become iconic. That is why Sanjay Leela Bhansali films are iconic. It's those moments where we can use music and dance, audio and visual art, and we fuse them together and we create a world. Now, what I did was just enhance the dance performance of these songs. It was to actually start sitting down with these filmmakers and saying, bro, you have good songs with you, you have a good audio. Now let's focus on the choreography, let's focus on the hook steps, let's focus on the power that the dance can do to this song. Let it become a genre in itself. So let's take item songs and convert them to dance-oriented songs. They should be a movement in itself. So tomorrow, if the film doesn't do well, it's okay. The song did well, and that becomes a staple part of history. And I love the fact that the filmmakers I worked with and the choreographers I worked with were very open to this, and they were energetic and excited, and they were ready to receive everything that I put to the table. And I'm very happy that I have this attached to my name, dance numbers and music and stuff, because it's very hard. It's not easy to do a dance number like a Dilbar, like a Saki, like a Dance Meri Rani. You know, these are very hard to be able to present yourself in that way, aesthetically, catch the audience's attention, make them want to dance, make them want to learn, make them want to emulate you. And then globally, we're being looked at as people who have advanced to another level in our art. It's not just the typical Bollywood numbers. Now when I go abroad and they see my numbers, they go, oh, I didn't know you guys like dance Afro. I didn't know you guys do hip hop. I didn't know you guys like do belly dance and so they seeing all this and they realize that our industry has become more diverse and more inclusive and have evolved in its artistry.
Yeah, 100%. My other thing that I enjoy and I love it is when women who've made themselves become a very powerful brand enjoying that and having the time of their lives. I often see your absolutely fantastic parties that with your with your friends that you have in those cutting those cakes. It's a ritual and I love that because there's power in that, in being with those women who have always been there for you in your special birthdays, in this lavish setting. It's very you, and you own that today. But I am also aware of the fact, and if people aren't, of how much you take care of the people around you when you're successful, and what you've given back to your family and the women around you who've been there, because they've seen the tough times when you didn't have this kind of money, and you've been in situations where you really wanted to have that kind of money and struggle. You come from humble beginnings.
100%, very humble beginnings, very. And I remember everyone who stuck by me, and I remember everyone who supported me emotionally, and who was there for me, even like just be a shoulder to cry on. I remember the ones who uplifted me and never left my side. And those are the people who now, of course I'll take care of them. I'll give them my arm if I have to, And I really value real humans and real friends, especially the last 4 or 5 years, the things I went through here in the industry and stuff like that. It opened my eyes about the importance of good humans and good souls. And it's very hard to come across good souls and good people. If you have them, then you have to really hold on tight and take care of them. So all these parties that you see, it's
super cute.
It's so cute. It's our moment to be together. We reunite. I'm showing them a good time because I know we come from the same humble beginnings, and I know what it means to them. And now that I'm successful, why would I not share my success with the people I love? And for me, it's a form of therapy too, because I don't get to see them a lot. This last 9-10 years of me, I've sacrificed so much of my time and my life for this industry and for my goal, this goal of becoming this Nora Fatehi and, acting, singing, dancing, and I sacrificed my life for art. And in the process, I've lost a lot of time with my friends and family. I've missed out birthdays, I've missed out weddings, I've missed out anniversaries, birth of their kids. I've missed out so much with them just because I was isolated, alone, on the other side of the world, hustling and grinding. So now that I've reached this point of success and a bit of money, I use whatever time I have, even if it's 3 days in the year. And I use it to come reunite with them, all the people I love, and I spend it with them.
It's beautiful. I know that, so which is why I wanted to bring it up. And also, I think, have there been emotional moments when you think of how hard it was to have, to get that money and to, go through it? Sometimes when you're there with your mother, with your friend, think, do you remember the time when we didn't have anything? Has that happened?
For sure. I always remind my mom, I remind everyone around me that, guys, you know that we came out of nothing, so we should enjoy this restaurant we're sitting in. I always remind them, but you know what? I do it as a joke and lighthearted, and we always laugh about it. And it's important to always remember your humble beginnings so that you stay humble and grounded. For me, this is not the end goal. I mean, I make money, fine, but I'm a breadwinner of my entire family still. I take care of all my friends. So I don't make money and then I swim in it and enjoy it. I obviously have to take care. I have a lot of responsibilities. And also I invest in myself a lot. I invest in my music career for the last 4 to 5 years. I've been producing all my music videos, my international music videos. I've been, spending a lot of money on solidifying myself in the international career. Now I'm enjoying the fruits of that labor. Ever since I just signed with Warner America, Warner Global. That's my first global record deal, thankfully. But had I not invested in myself, I don't think that I would reach this point with them, right? So the money is great, but a lot of that money goes into, upkeeping and supporting people.
No, 100%. That hustle is all worth it now, but it is a hustle at the end of the day, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah.
You mentioned Warner. I know what a big deal it is because you've been doing international collaborations on your own and getting them. You already have international collaborations, and I know there's one coming up with CK. It's okay if you can't confirm it. I know it. It's fine. And you have more, right? Tell me that aspect when you think of what you have done there with music, going beyond, the actor and the dancer with you, and
Oh man, I'm just so proud of myself. I mean, it just is an example of when you really have a vision, just stick to it and don't let anybody say anything to you. I always imagined the different opportunities that came my way as a blessing.
Yeah.
Everything from Dilbar to Roar, Tigers of the Sundarban, to Jhalak Dikhla Ja, all of these things, right? I always said, okay, Nora, you're going to do this. And once you do it, if it works out for you, you have to take the next opportunity to another level. So when Dilbar released and that wave happened, I was like, okay, great, but I cannot be a girl in everyone's video forever, performing in everyone's song forever. I have to now make my own music. I have to now be the singer of the song. So I took that wave of Dilbar and I invested my money and produced Arabic Dilbar. And I said, it was just great. And I said, I was like, guys, this will be the moment where I open up a new market if the song works, and I open up a new career while I'm here trying to be an actor. And a lot of people are like, that's a waste of time. Why are you doing this? It worked so well for me because after Arabic Dilbar released, I became really known in the Middle East and North Africa as a singer. And I got so many opportunities after that. I reinvested my money into another international track called Pipita with Rayvani.
So good.
Which I put in my YouTube channel. I own the rights of that song. I produced it, sang it. It's got 80+ million views. I'm so proud of that. And
So
I'm
am
not
I.
even a label, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's testament that if you believe in yourself, you gotta go for it. You have to be open-minded and you have to think outside of the box. So in that moment, I was thinking outside of the box. I said, let me build my YouTube channel. Let me become a musical star outside of India, and then I'll become an actor, performer here. I kept doing that for the last couple of years. Dirty Little Secret, I'm Sexy My Dress, I'm Bossy. These are things that led me to FIFA World Cup. It wasn't anything else but that because they saw that I was establishing myself as an international singer, and then I got all these numbers. So let's call her to sing the anthem.
Yeah, yeah.
And that led me to perform at the closing ceremony. So the investment really was worth it.
Yeah.
Spending my time. Producing music videos is very tough, by the way. let alone I actually directed Dirty Little Secret too.
Yeah.
It's very hectic, it's very tough, especially trying to navigate yourself through Bollywood and acting and, maintaining relevancy and all that. But it really helped. So even with these songs that I've done in Bollywood, I really enjoyed seeing myself appear on screen for 5 minutes and then, being highlighted for that 5 minutes. But I'm like, okay, this is great. Now we have to elevate, take that one more step up the staircase. I've got to at least do supporting roles or important roles where at least I get to act. So after Dilbar, they approached me with Saki. And obviously, I don't say no to work. I don't say no to opportunities. I just want to see ways I can make it worth my while. And I said to Sir, Nikhil Sir, I said, Sir, I'll do this, but let's elevate. Come on now. Let's not be stuck in a cycle. Let's bring something else to the table. I said, write a small role for me. And he's like, okay, cool, let's do it. So he wrote that role. It was only 3 scenes, but I got to act. I got to be in a film with John Abraham, which is huge. So that is kind of how I navigated through my career. Moved on, did a supporting role with Varun in Street Dancer, one of the leads. And then afterwards did Bhuj. And Bhuj, I got to show my action skills. And I was in a film with Ajay Devgan. So these are the highlights in my career that shows you going up the staircase, the analogy I used for what I think my career looks like. And now I reached an era, a turning point in my career where I'm entering the lead era, where I'm starting to do lead roles. This took forever to reach, but in the process, I brushed up on my acting skills, on my presence in front of the camera. I gained an audience, a fan following. I improved my Hindi. I did so many things. I assimilated so that I can fit into this society that we're in. And now I'm doing lead roles. So now I feel like this is exactly the story I wanted for my brand, Nora Fatehi. It's this. I don't want that story of I came and I conquered. No, I came, I struggled, and then I conquered. This is the story I want.
I love that, and the story is there. When I've spoken to a lot of successful women, and you are of course among them, and they say that it becomes even more difficult to find love.
Definitely.
Because they get intimidated by strong, powerful women who don't want anything else from you but love and support, and everything else they're taken care of. How's that journey for you? Because you're one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think now I still haven't snapped out of this obsession with my career and reaching goals. I'm still like laser focused, and I've got that, the prize is there, my eyes on the prize. Still haven't given any energy and time for my personal life, to be very honest with you. I mean, there's so many things that are being said about me on social media, the internet, publications. They speculate, they say this. It's all false. Trust me. I wish half of them was true. It's all false. Nothing of that sort is happening in my life, except for I'm a workaholic. My work ethics is extreme to the point where I eat, I sleep, work. I breathe work. And maybe it's not a good thing because time is going by and I haven't given that time to spend on my personal life. But at the same time, I'm very protective over my personal life and my space, and I don't let anyone in easily.
I love that.
And I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You have to protect yourself.
You definitely have to. There's so many clout chasers, there's so many liars, and there's so many men who they just want to manipulate you and use you for what you bring to the table. And I'm not looking for that. I know what kind of man I want. I want a God-fearing, loyal man who's established, and I want a provider, to be honest with you. I want someone who will, if tomorrow I want to take care of the kids and the household and be a nurturer, I want the man to be okay to take care of the household and be a provider. So I'm looking for specific characteristics, but I don't think this is the right time right now. I'm not ready to receive anything right now.
And I love this energy.
Thank you. And I hope that you will Be Happy, which is releasing this year with Abhishek Bachchan. I really hope you like it. It's different. It's not like Madgaon Express. Madgaon Express is crazy, dynamic, fun. This is more sweet. It's a family film. And I can't wait to see what your opinion is about that, and of course about the international music that's going to come out soon, because I know you love that.
I'm going to obviously text you and we'll tell you immediately, like I did after I watched Madgaon.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm super excited for you to see this sort of, again, another leash of life as this actor who's going to do very interesting roles. There were also rumors about you doing Helen biopic.
I wish one day that happens. I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting a Helen biopic. I'm manifesting a Sanjay Leela Bhansali film. I'm just putting it out there and hoping that it happens and it becomes a part of my story.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie.